You know, we're out here chasing down some fish. It is now the month of March. You might not think it's the very beginning of March because it got so warm so fast. Today, Sunday, yesterday, Saturday, we kind of lucked out. We got a little help from Mother Nature. I think it was 10 below Friday night, about 15 below last night. We are now back on some hard ice. I'm still not driving my truck out. I'm just seeing enough inconsistencies. There's some open water spots out here. We're on East Rush right now during the UPL. So this is the final event of the season, the final Ultimate Panfish League event. We'll see when you watch this, you actually probably know who won and how teams did. So we're filming this during the day. I got Ben and Brody out here with me chasing down some fish. We've caught some nice fish today, chasing I guess you could say edge of basin fish. We're still in about 14 feet, 16 feet of water, so we're not super deep. This last week, we saw a very weird bite, in my opinion. You would think when it gets this warm, the fish are just going to go bonkers. Not necessarily the case. They were on hyper speed. They were flying. Anyone that was outside on Thursday and Friday saw just what wind can feel like on the ice. Thursday was whipping pretty good. Friday was just almost unbelievable. 30 to 50 mile an hour sustained winds. Now, you're not talking gusts. We had 30 mile an hour sustained winds, which is not much of what we ever experienced here in the Twin Cities. Now, if you're Zippy Doll and the Perch Patrol out on Devil's Lake, North Dakota, they're probably like, nah, that's another day in the park. But here, we're just not seeing those conditions as often as you would think. But we're chasing fish, shallow still, a lot of shallow weed fish, 6 to 10 feet of water, beating a dead horse. We've talked about that all year. A lot of fish really, really nomadic and running and roaming in that 10 to 15 foot range. So we've kind of relocated a little bit. It's almost like they pushed out of the weeds and they're running, which I alluded to a couple minutes ago. You'd think when it's really warm and all this water's moving and rushing in and holes are circling that all these fish would just hug the bank. That's not the case. Even out here today on East Rush, on a typical UPL, a lot of anglers are doing very well up in the weeds. They're shallow. Most of the anglers out here today are again fishing out in the basin, 10 to 16 feet of water, 18 feet of water to get their crappies, to get their bluegills. So it's not just a shallow water bite. Moving a lot, chasing down fish. The beauty of these conditions is it's warm. You're not fishing with gloves on. I bet you by the time today's done, I think I saw 45 degrees predicted. It is only about, 12, almost 12 now, 10, 11, 30, 12 today. But by weigh-in at 2 o'clock, I bet you it's toasty warm up on the bank with flickerbergs. So that's what we're seeing. How are we catching our fish? Pinhead, drop kick. Probably don't need to tell you anymore. You've heard it from me a bunch of times. Once again, the gold pinheads caught a lot of fish, although the guys out here today fishing with me did really well on rainbow pinheads, jointed rainbow pinheads. I'm a non-jointed pinhead guy, but they probably outfished me today when it comes to the pinhead bite on a jointed rainbow pinhead. That was a good bite. Otherwise, drop kick, I'm using that glow red Wonder Bread, little white dots, black Niku bolt minnow. Brody put a hurting on with a swirl drop, Brody.
Yeah.
Brody caught a pile of fish on a swirl drop, size 12 tungsten swirl drop, packed with the maggots. Benny, what were you catching them on?
Just a Crappie Chronicles exclusive drop.
Crappie Chronicle exclusive pinhead in the perch pattern, like the hot perch.
Yeah.
Hot perch, that works. So I think the big rule of thumb is you just got to get in front of these fish. Get in front of them with something that isn't too big and gaudy. So 32nd ounce, 16th ounce spoons, size 12, size 10 jigs. Those are working well. I'm playing with some new rods I'm developing with Thorne Brothers. Super excited. You're going to learn more about these next year. They're going to be coming out in the fall. I'll let the cat out of the bag a little bit. These are the two right here. I'll give you more details later. I absolutely love them. I sat down with Lonnie. As many of you know, I worked there for 6 years prior to my 14 years at Clam. And some of these we've thought about for a long time. So I'm really excited to bring some of these to fruition and really kind of dial in maybe some niches that we haven't really covered as much on rods. I've been using inline reels a lot, as you know. Spooler Elite, Schoolie. People give me a hard time. Matt's using Schoolies now. Always loved Schoolies. Been using them for years and years and years. Super fun to fish, super effective, super easy. But I don't think anything really beats that Spooler Elite, my favorite rod for sure. Otherwise, the week ahead, we're looking at 40s, warm weather. We're going to get after it. I'm living with the Snowdog hooked up to the back of my truck all week long. I love it. We've had multiple sleds here. I got one you can't see right here in front of the camera. I'm sitting on a big one. There's one that I stand in here. I got 3-4 people out here running around with us, buckets of rods, all of our MarCums, all of our stuff. Pack, super fun to fish, super effective. We're seeing the axes really get weird this last week, where even with some wheelers, you get kind of a little cumbersome, a little worried. I'm kind of moving through the brush, coming down with my Snowdog, getting onto the ice. So that's what we're looking at. We're gonna go chase some more fish, right, guys?
Yep.
These guys are ready to rock. You guys want to make a cameo and say anything on camera before we cut loose? No?
Good.
Ben, nothing, no words of wisdom?
Keep fishing.
Ben says keep fishing. Brody, how about you?
Probably to have patience.
Have patience?
Yeah.
Brody said have patience. Because today what we saw was a lot of schools of fish would come in, the right ones, and not bite and shy away. So good stuff. Keep fishing, have patience. That's the name of the game. So thanks for tuning in. We'll keep coming at you probably with another week or two of fishing reports here and see what our ice does here in the metro. Hopefully it holds on. We're still sitting on about 20 inches here, so the ice is still strong. It's just the access points. But like I said, Mother Nature gave us a good blessing the last couple days, locked everything up solid. You might even see a couple trucks behind me. I would not advise that, but there are some. There you go, another week of fishing. We're excited. We're going to get after it again this week ahead. It's going to be warm. We're going to do a lot of the same things we just talked about, and we'll come at you a week from now with another fishing report.